This is the S25, and this is the S25 Ultra, which you might think is the better phone, but I got a bunch of tips and tricks that make this feel like the Ultra, and maybe even a bit better. Okay, let's start off with something I think you guys are gonna love. Within settings, if you tap on modes and routines right over here, at the bottom you'll see this routines tab. And here's where we can set up something so cool. So under the if section, scroll down, then select charging status, then just click done. And under this then section, go ahead and select wallpaper, change lock screen wallpaper, and now you can go ahead and choose any image or video like this one, which I think looks really cool and reminds me of charging. And once that is done, now every time I go to plug my phone in, this epic lock screen wallpaper appears and reminds me I'm busy charging. I just love the way this looks, so if you guys want to try this out, you can download them from my website halesworld.com for free. But there's an even better trick you've got to try, but first make sure you've added a fingerprint unlock. So back inside routines, we're going to create another one, except this time choose the unlock with fingerprint option. Click done, and then under what this routine will do, scroll down until you see effects. Because in here, you can choose edge lighting effect. Then tweak exactly how you'd like your edge lighting effect to look. Click done, and now this is just so sick. Every time you use your fingerprint to unlock your phone, bam, you got this slick effect. You can make this unlock effect as crazy colorful as you like, or you can also just keep it super minimal. And one more little trick before we move on. Within settings, if you head to advanced features, then side button, under this double press option, go ahead and select Samsung Capture. Because what this will do is now every time you double press the lock button, it opens up AI Select. And let me show you what you can do with this, because I bet you'll use this at least once a day. Alright, in total there are 5 tricks you can do with AI Select. First up, if you draw around any image you want to share with someone, you can adjust the framing if need be, but if you tap on this little icon, you can instantly send that selection to anyone, kind of like a screenshot, but just way quicker. Or instead what you can do, once you've made your selection, you can tap this little icon and it'll instantly download that pic to your gallery. I mean, you gotta admit, that's a ridiculously fast way to save pics. Okay, but that's not everything, because if there's a phone number on the screen, you double tap then circle that phone number, you'll see this button where you can instantly call that number. I mean, that is just so useful. You can also do the exact same thing with a website link. Just circle it, click the website button, and bam, you are on that website. Wow. But what I really like to use this feature for is to actually copy text. It's just so useful. And like, you can copy text from basically anywhere, including images. Nifty. And while we're talking about images, you gotta try this one out. If you select a pic right, you'll see this option, Draw Assist. And if you select it, you can choose from 6 different styles, then hit generate, and it creates an entirely new pic out of what you selected. Wow. But on top of that, if you select the text icon, then type in something like, "You got this," followed by the word text that's important, then hit generate, it'll actually incorporate those words into the image you generated. And bam, you get a slick looking image that you can use on your home screen with the gallery widget. So cool. But there's actually another really cool trick you can do with Draw Assist that you'll have a lot of fun with. Okay, so to kick off this trick, within settings, you're just going to want to make sure that in display, your edge panel is turned on. Nice. Now once that's turned on, swipe to open it up and you'll see this sneaky little button called Draw Assist. Open that up and now let's have some fun. Inside here, you'll see these 3 options, draw, image, or text. Select the image option. Now just pick an awesome selfie like this one over here. Then choose a style like 3D cartoon, my personal fave, tap generate, and boom, your S25 will take that selfie and turn it into an art portrait. And I mean, it does a pretty good job. This works with any portrait pic. So whether it's like your friends, your pets, or literally anyone. So definitely give this a try. And there's one more thing you can do with these art selfies. Again, if you tap the text icon, in here you can literally write down anything you'd like to change about the image, like with ball in mouth. And again, once you tap on generate, it gives you a pretty epic result. And if you thought that was cool, wait till I show you that you can actually change Bixby's name to something like Noodle Brain. But before I do, here's something else that'll totally change the way you use your phone. Okay, so check this out. If you're busy playing a song on your phone and then lock your phone, you'll notice that the music player is now at the bottom compared to where it used to be right under the time. And this new section at the bottom is called the Now bar. And this is where all your live notifications now hang out. And how it works, it's super simple. If you've got a couple live notifications like a stopwatch, Google Maps, or a timer, you can swipe up or down to switch between them. You can even tap on them to get some extra controls. Like with YouTube, you can skip to the next video, check out the thumbnail, or just pause and play. But there's another hidden gesture you can do with the Now bar. So on the lock screen, you can still control it by skipping forward a song or skipping back, but on the always on display, you can't do that. Unless you double tap, then you can still use it. Nice. Oh yeah, and you'll also find this mini version of the Now bar inside your notification panel. So again, if you've got a voice note, timer, or whatever it is, you can just tap on it to open it up and control all your live activities. Plus, you can also swipe through all of them just like you can on the lock screen. So that is a sweet new feature, but... Hello? What? You can now do what with phone calls? Now, let's say you get a call from someone that's, you don't really trust that much, right? Well, don't stress, because if you press this icon over here, you can actually record your calls.
This call is being recorded.
And the best part is everything you and the other person says is not only recorded, but it's also transcribed. And once the call is done, to find that recording, you can go into the phone app under Recents, select the phone call you just had, and right over there, you'll see View Recording and Transcription. From there, you can even listen back to the recording and read every single word that was said.
You've won a free car. Please give me your car details to claim it.
So, if they ever try to pull the "I never try to scam you" trick, well, now you got proof. But what if they're speaking a different language? Well, back inside the phone app, if you tap those three dots and go to Settings, you'll see Live Translate. Turn this on, because now whenever you make a call, if you tap on Call Assist, you'll see this option, Live Translate. Then right at the top here, you can choose the other person's language as well as your own, and you can say anything like, "I'd like to order some sushi," and it'll translate it for you.
こんにちは。寿司を注文したいのですが。
Then whatever they say will get translated into your language.
Of course. What would you like to order?
Now that is useful. Okay, but if someone calls you and you're not sure if that's a scam call, you can toggle this option on Text Call. This way, you can instead text with them and literally not say a single word. Because believe it or not, but scammers could actually clone your voice and use it for a bunch of bad things. And if you don't believe me, that was actually AI. So rather just text them instead of actually speaking with them. But the thing is, you know where else scammers love to hang out? The internet. And you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. They'll send some sketchy email saying they know all your internet history. And honestly, who wouldn't freak out if they read that? So what can you actually do? Well, there is a way you can browse the web completely undercover. Because when you're online, hackers or scammers, they can track almost everything you do, especially when you're using someone else's Wi-Fi or worse, public Wi-Fi. But this next trick hides everything you do online, making it look like a blank wall so no one can actually tell what you're browsing. And you do that by using a VPN and changing your virtual location. Setting it up takes seconds, and all you gotta do is download an app called Surfshark, set it up on your phone, and under the VPN section, tap Quick Connect. Then boom, just like that, your browsing history is invisible and now nobody can ever see what you're browsing, especially scammers that are trying to get your details. Haha, not today, scammers. Plus, you can also switch your virtual location to pretty much any other country and then watch new movies or TV shows from anywhere in the world without restrictions. And the best part, it costs less than a cup of coffee. But you can get it even cheaper if you use my link down below or scan this QR code. So check out Surfshark.com. There's no risk in trying because they got a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's so easy to recommend. Give it a shot. Now, we all love a good wallpaper, right? So here are 3 tricks that'll make your wallpaper 1,000 times better. For the first one, you can make your wallpaper come alive by going into the lock screen customization, tapping wallpaper, and choosing this option, Photo Ambient, which will take you inside your gallery. Then this is important. Pick a portrait pic of yourself, a friend, or pet. Click done. And here's the sick part about ambient wallpaper. It'll actually display the weather on your wallpaper. And if you picked a portrait pic, the weather will actually interact with it, and it just looks so cool. Moving on to the second hack. For this one, you'll have to go back inside modes and routines. Then under routines, we're going to add another one. But this time, we're actually going to select time period. And once you're in here, toggle on sunset until next day sunrise and choose every day. It might seem a little confusing, but stick with me here. Then we're going to select wallpaper, select change home screen wallpaper, and now pick a darker wallpaper that would be different from your normal daytime wallpaper. And once all that's done, what this will do is have your daytime wallpaper during the day and change to your nighttime wallpaper after sunset. And for my third kind of wallpaper hack, back inside the lock screen settings, inside this widget section, you'll now notice there's a gallery option. Once you select it, you can then go and choose an image directly from your gallery. You can even choose a PNG image, then click done. And just like that, you can have any image like this motivational quote on your lock screen wallpaper. Now this is something so useful that you gotta try. If you ever want to look for a photo, instead of scrolling through the gallery and getting frustrated, just swipe up on the home screen, tap search, and literally describe the photo you're looking for. Then tap search, and in a couple of seconds, it'll show up in the results. I mean, is that a person with a mask or not? This search works with photos of documents like ID cards, passports, flight details, or you can even search for pictures by date. Another search trick that I love is if you tap and hold down on the navigation bar, that middle button, you'll see this new music icon. And if you tap it, it'll start searching for the song that's playing on your phone, whether that's Instagram or YouTube, and then tell you what song it is. And if there's a banging track playing around you, tap and hold that middle button, press the music icon, and instantly it'll find that song's name. So now you can quickly search photos and music, but here's another pro trick that you can show your grandma.
What's that, dear?
And you'll see why. Inside settings, if you tap the search bar, you can now describe anything that it is you're trying to look for. Like that thing that makes my screen less blinding at night. And just like that, it shows you options for dark mode settings. I just love this because you don't need to know all the lingo. I mean, if you think about it, you can basically Google search your entire phone now. And we're not even done yet. Okay, now for this trick, you're going to open up the camera and make sure you have motion photos turned on. Because now, when you snap a pic and go inside the gallery to open that photo, you'll see this new motion photo button. Now you can pick between a boomerang or slow-mo effect, which turns your photo into a very short video so that you can get a few extra frames before and after you actually took the shot. But what motion photo is actually really important for is when you take a bunch of selfies, right? And you open them up, if you swipe up, you'll see this option, choose best face. And how this works is it scans through similar selfies in your gallery, picks up all the different expressions from each one, and you can switch between each person's face to get the best possible shot. Much better. So if you think about it, you can literally never take a bad selfie again. Pretty crazy. But what is another really cool gallery trick is when you have a normal video like this, if you tap and hold down onto that section, you get the slow-mo option, right? But as soon as you let go, you'll see this little button pop up in the top left-hand corner where you can save that selection to make a slow-mo video clip. You can then send that video to friends or post it on socials, whatever you want. Now, for my quick tips, let's start with the setting all you guys need to turn on inside security and privacy, then lost device protection called theft detection lock. And how this works is, let's say you have your phone in your hand with the screen on and someone or something steals it. What theft protection will do is detect that your phone has been snatched from your hands and turns the screen off to lock it. Now, there'll be no way the thief can actually use the phone, basically making it useless to them. Thank you. For another really cool quick tip, did you know that if you're watching a YouTube video and press and hold down the side button to wake up Google Gemini, if you tap this talk live about the video, you can literally speak to Gemini and ask it anything about that video. And it actually does a pretty good job. I mean, you can try it out with this video yourself. And remember earlier I said you can change Bixby's name? Well, it's actually really hidden and you'll have to go inside Advanced Features within Settings, then tap on Bixby and scroll down until you see Labs. In here, tap Create Wake Up Phrase, then Continue. Now you're going to actually create a custom phrase. So I went with Noodle Brain. You say it 5 times so it gets used to the way you're saying it. And now, instead of saying, "Hey Bixby," you can just say Noodle Brain and bam! I mean, you can rename it to anything like Professor Smarty Pants, Karen, or even Siri. I mean, why not? And for my last trick, if you hit that subscribe button, not only will you help us get to 3 million, but legend has it, your phone's battery might last longer. See you in the next one. Toodles!